We have a very special guest in studio today. His second time on the show. He's a friend of mine from high school. He is a stand-up comedian, the host of the Common Courtesy podcast, the great and powerful Chris Oliver. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Your intros are so good.
Oh man, well, we've done them. I've done them a couple times now, so I've had lots of practice.
The first one I did, I was like, "Welcome to the Common Courtesy podcast." Like I was trying to remember everything. It's like,
dude.
no, just talk.
Go look at our early
Go look at our early episodes.
Yeah, I think you could catch him reading it from his phone. I think.
Oh yeah, I probably had to read it from my phone for like the first 20 episodes until I eventually like got it. And then and I was just telling Chris how like me and Pat used to actually listen to our own episodes, but then it just started feeling like masturbating.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, listening to yourself's like rough,
brutal.
man.
It's
like
brutal.
it's stand-up's the worst for that because like when you listen to your bombs, you're just like, oh my God, this is why did I do this?
Yeah,
but
like,
you have to.
Like Rogan says, it's like sucking 1,000 dicks in front of your mother. Right?
Yeah.
But he said the only difference there is he said there's probably someone out there who would like to suck dick in front of their mother. Like, yeah. So you started a new podcast, dude.
Yeah. Common Courtesy podcast, man. It's funny. The name.
Yeah, where's the name come from?
I was literally walking
Courtesy
outside of a Courtesy Diner. Yeah, I really was.
I had a feeling that had something to do with it.
Well, we were trying to think of just anything. When I pitched the show to Eric, I was like, "Yeah, we got a show," but we didn't really have an idea yet.
Yeah,
just me and my roommate Jim, and then Jim was like, "Oh, I think I have an idea for like a dumb game we can play," and I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah." And then it kind of went hand in hand with like, showing courtesy to people.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, yeah, courtesy. We need something with courtesy. And then we were just thinking like, fuck, courtesy sounds good. Let's go eat.
Yeah.
And then we were walking out and I was looking at the sign and I was like, courtesy, common courtesy. I was like, oh, that's it. That's the name. That's how we're going to do this.
That's a good
yeah.
one. I like it. It's, it flows.
Unique and original.
Yeah.
A little bit more original than the Zach and Pat.
Dude, it's so good,
dude. Yeah, we were like, oh, maybe we'll change it down the road. Yeah. And then it's
we're like 3 days away from recording. What are we going to call this? The Zach and Pat show?
It's funny that's how that works.
We were like, we had, I can't even remember some of the names we had, but I feel like they're all like kind of douchey and stupid.
Yeah, they were pretty stupid.
Yeah, and we were like, motivation station.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it was. I was like, no, dude, that's fucking lame. So I was like, I didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into like any certain things. I was like, obviously we're both like real estate guys, but like, I don't know. We really
didn't want to focus on that.
Yeah, we rarely talk about. We talk about real estate sometimes. Depends on the guest.
Yeah.
Like a guy we had at the end of the day, he's a realtor. We talked about real estate, but like you probably not going to talk about real estate.
Yeah, I don't know shit about buying houses. I will call you when I get to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it just kind of happened. It seemed good. It's funny we were talking about like bad names. The first name I thought my buddy Jim, the co-host, he has a colostomy bag.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to call it Talking Shit with Jim Stout. I thought that'd be kind of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, you're just being mean.
Talking shit.
Yeah. But he liked it at first, but then I was like, should I put like cuss words in the intro when this isn't anything yet? I have no idea. I don't know how most of this works.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of podcasts out there that like will edit and bleep stuff, and it's like I'm like, should we do that? As I see other people doing that, and I'm like, I don't really know. I mean, would it help us? Does it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it would help, but I mean, I don't know if that would, all of a sudden change our viewership up. I don't think so, because I mean, I think about when I listen to podcasts, like I don't give a fuck if people curse.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I don't. Think
honestly, that's why I think I started liking podcasts like 15 years ago. Was because like, oh, these people, because I used to love like the Bob and Tom show, and a couple of those, like, on the radios in the morning, like
they had to be careful, or
they had to like really tiptoe around what they could talk about and stuff. And then like I remember, listening, actually the very first podcast I ever started listening to was called the Dirty Sports Podcast, and it was like just two stand-up comedians, Joe Prano and Andy Ruther. I don't know if you know them, but they're but they would just like, it was like a sports show, and they would like talk about what happened, with the football games the previous weekend or whatever was going on in sports. And it was always like, they get pretty raunchy with shit because they're stand-up comedians. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then I found Rogan, and then I started watching that all the time. But that's what drew me to podcasts originally, was like, oh, they can say whatever they want. And they can go on tangents, and they can talk about whatever, and they don't have to censor anything, and they can just be real. And I think that's like what is attractive to podcasts to people.
Yeah, definitely.
Opinion. I mean, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was just more worried about the name.
Yeah.
No, because when, like, the fun thing about this game is like it does spark like a lot of conversations. So like some of them, it's like, how did we even get here? This is crazy. This is stupid. And some of it, now I have new bits.
Right,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Dude, I feel like that's got to be a huge piece for like guys like coming up with bits as you're just sitting around talking with bullshitting with comedians. I feel like you come up with like ideas for bits all the time.
Oh yeah.
And then you go try it out like, oh, that worked. Oh, that didn't work at all.
Yeah. A lot of the second one, but yeah. That's how that goes. Me and my buddy just did we call it hell gigs. We did a hell gig that it pays really well, so it's kind of hard to say no to.
Sure.
But now we both have premises about it. Basically, there was like a dog festival here in St. Louis at Barkay. It's these two corgis that like have 25 million followers or something. Have everything I want, and they don't do anything. Lazy dogs. Yeah. But they had a festival at Barkay, and this person reached out and was like, "Hey, I need a couple comedians to roast people, but I need you to sit in a dunk tank, and they're gonna throw balls at you, and then you just got to talk shit." And it was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, sure." I mean, in my head, I thought the number was like way low on what they're gonna pay us, but we're comedians. Like, we do shit for like meal tickets. So, I'm like, okay, yeah. And then she told me the price, and I'm like, oh, that's way more than I didn't tell her this, but I was like, way more than I thought.
So yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely in. And then I get there and I found out, like, I thought we were splitting that price. It turns out it was that price each. And I was like, oh my God, do you want me to stay overnight? Like, I'll do this forever.
Can you sweep up the parking lot after?
Yeah, I can still work. But the gig was awful. And so it was broken into two different shifts. So like my buddy Jack, he was the day shift. I was the night shift.
Okay.
So it was like 3 hours each.
Okay.
And I asked him, was like, hey, how'd it go for you? Because he went first. And he was like, oh, it wasn't bad. I probably got dunked like 25 times or whatever. I was like, oh, that's not bad at all. So I'm going in this like, hey,
yeah,
not that bad. 25, easy.
And he was doing it the day, so you're going at night where people are a little bit more drunk, probably.
Yeah. So this is, dude, I'm not kidding, not exaggerating. It had to be close to 200 times I got dunked.
No shit.
It had to be. Like, I was sore. I'm also mad out of shape right now, so I'm hitting the water. Water's coming out. It's going down. It's starting to hurt towards the end.
Because all the water's
yeah, it's all gone, dude. And, like, the thing is, though, it wasn't, like, a lot of drunk adults. There were some. It was, like, a lot of kids.
Yeah, how do you talk shit on kids?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, because you guys talk about, like, parenthood and all that stuff. I am not ready. My patience was so not there. Like, after, like, the 30th dunk, it was just like, I'm like yelling at kids. I'm like, I'm gonna feed your dog chocolate. Stop dunking me. Like, I'm getting so mad. But they were doing exactly what I would do. Like, I can't be too upset. Like, what they would do is they would like, one would like throw a ball way off, and I'd watch it and be like, wow, this kid fucking sucks. What an idiot. Yeah. And then I look, another kid's running up to just go push it. And it's like, oh, they got me. Yeah. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. Yeah. And it got to the point too, because they would be like the owners or whatever, or my boss, I don't know how to word that. She would come up and be like, hey, if they don't hit it, just let them push it. But then, I mean, the second that they saw someone do it, like all of them were like, oh, I'm just going to push this. Yeah, like, fuck this guy. He's done. Yeah, dude. And then there were a couple of adults in there where, like, they told me there were cameras on us at some points. So it's like, if cameras are on, be a little PG. Don't go too hard. This is like a family-friendly festival. But, like, feel the vibes out. If the cameras are off and someone's, like, doing whatever, like, let them have it. And I was like, okay, cool. Because, like, one guy, he was closer to our age, definitely drunk, missed bad. Camera was on, said, you throw like a poodle, family friend.
Okay.
Yeah. He got pissed, came up and pushed a button. I was like, all right, bitch, dude, I hope Michael Vick gets your dog. Like, what the fuck was that about? You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not ready for parenthood, dude. I don't think so. Like, I mean, I think it would be fine. But just, that was an ultimate test of patience. Like, if I had a kid and he kept dunking me, dude. If I was in a dunk tank and my little kid was sitting there, like, oh, you're so fucking dumb.
As a parent, it's not every day you're sitting in a dunk tank. So
no. True.
Oh, trust me.
But there's other things they like to do.
There's plenty of times where you lose your patience.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We have our slip ups
for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely.
My son just doesn't we're going through a phase where we just don't want to listen to anything
Yeah.
anybody says. It's like if we tell him something, and the thing he's doing lately is we all did it. It was, he'll go ask my wife something, and then he'll come, and then she'll say no. Then he'll come to me and ask me something, and ask me the same thing.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to play us, and like she's in the other room. He goes, if I said no to him, he's like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, dude. He's like starting that whole game, which is, a game we've all played.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
One parent said no. Well, let me go try the other one.
Yeah.
No, kids are smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. He's like 3, and he's already pushing, like playing the system.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he'll do anything to not go to bed. It's hilarious. Like, we'll be like putting him. He's like, wait, hold on. I need my fingernails are too long. Can we put my shit like that? Like, oh yeah, I need a drink of water. Wait, I gotta pee.
They're the best negotiators.
Yeah.
They are so,
everything to not go.
Everything is a negotiation with kids. Right now, I'm like mine is working on cleaning up their toys after they use it.
Yeah.
And stepping on a Lego fucking hurts, but
Yeah.
you know what's worse? Stepping on a magnetile and your feet coming up over your head and you're laying on your fucking back.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, fuck, I'm in an apartment. I'm gonna go through this floor and be sitting on my neighbor's couch below me here in a second if I fall hard enough. I'm like, guys, pick your shit up.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But we're still playing with it. No, you're not. It's just sitting there. Pick your shit up. Well, we're gonna play with it. I'm like, yeah. You can bring it back out at that point. Clean it up, put it away. Oh gosh,
we're working on that too, and that's a struggle. Last night, literally, I'm walking to bed. Everybody else is asleep in the house. I stayed up and watched another episode or whatever, and I'm walking through all the lights off, and I just step on. I think it was like an action figure or something, like a Spider-Man or something. And oh god, and I just fucking started kicking shit across the room.
Oh,
at like
yeah.
11 o'clock at night because I was all pissed. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I've got the boys will come in and wake me up, and because they get up super fucking early. Like Connor's usually up at like 5:30.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's 5:30. Go back to sleep.
Yeah.
He's like, well, no, I'm ready to get up. I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet.
Uh-huh.
Give me an hour. Give me an hour. And so then Ollie will wake up. Well, Ollie usually wakes up around 6:30, which is fine. But if usually they'll come climb in bed around 3:30 and they'll sleep in bed with me. Ollie just tosses and turns like the kid can't sit still. Like, I won't even know my oldest is in there. He curls up in a ball. He's just there. Ollie is like a bull in a china shop, just arms flying everywhere. I can't tell you how many times I get punched in the face, kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
And it is the most frustrating thing because you're like dead asleep. And then all of a sudden you're feeling the most intense pain when you get kicked in the nuts. And I'm just like,
mid-sleep.
Son of a bitch. I'm like, Ollie, I'm going to put you back in your room if you do this again. Stop. He's like, I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't know. It was an accident. I'm like, I get that. But it's 4:00 in the morning. I don't like getting waking up to being kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, that's.
I will never bitch about a dunk tank again. That sounds way worse, dude.
So how long? So you had to do it for 3 hours?
Yeah, it was worth it. Like during, of course, it was a little colder too. Still fine. Like I don't drink, and they kept being like, "Oh well, like you drink for free at this event," and I was like, "Fuck, I would love to be hammered right now. This would make this way better." But I don't drink anymore. So
when did you stop drinking?
2 years in October.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Had one of them breakthrough moments where I was like, "Oh, you should stop. You need to like focus on other things."
Yeah.
And then things like went way up. It's crazy how that works.
It's crazy how that works, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I ever since I did, I did 75 hard a few times, and every time I'd done that, it's like, you think that, like, why do I even drink? And ever since that, I really like my drinking has diminished significantly. And it's like, like this past weekend, the party at Scott's house, I think I had like 3 or 4 drinks the whole 7 or 8 hours I was there, which is like, barely even like a buzz, over that period of time, which is like, look at my old self. It was like, I'm just immediately grabbing another drink.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get as hammered as I could. But now it's like, dude, especially when you have kids, shit, whether you're whether you're hungover or not, they're still getting up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
and so it's like,
that.
and like being hungover and having to, chase kids around is not a fun thing.
But it comes full circle. They're going to be hungover one day.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
wake
yeah.
their
And
ass
you're gonna
up.
wake them up for sure.
them up and
Yeah,
like,
it's
hey
just
man,
fun. Hey,
let's go
guys.
cut the grass.
Yeah.
Remember when?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get
But
it.
Dad, I didn't know you were hungover. I didn't either. Hey, you know what? I had
Mhm.
no clue that you were drunk last night.
Yeah.
Stumbling into the house and making a ton of noise.
Yeah, that'll be a
But-
whole different stage, man. When we get there,
Yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be a whole. And we're bitching about the stuff now, but I feel like that's a whole. I mean,
it just
it's a
changes.
different.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing I'm seeing now with like between the two ages of mine is like, like, okay, yeah, I don't have to worry about Calvin. Like, like right now I have to like watch everything Theo does because he's just like so fucking reckless. Like the kid
Uh-huh.
like loves to open up cabinets and slam his hands in them and like, dude, like he just like anything that he can hurt himself on is like he will.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he loves just like starting to climb our steps and then just like, I'm done.
Oh no.
All that, and so like I think he loves climbing the steps. So, but like I'll just sit there and have to like, like spot him or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's like he'll like all of a sudden stop and turn around and just go, like what are you doing, dude?
How old?
1.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, he's not
that's
aware-
terrifying.
He's not aware of like his whole surroundings. He's not even walking yet. So
Uh-huh.
like, but like I have to worry about everything he does. Like Calvin, he can go sit in the other room and play or watch TV or whatever, and I don't necessarily have to like keep my eye on him every second. But like I have to deal with him like telling me no.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a whole different problem. It's like the problems just change. It's just like so, getting to the age where they're like, teenagers is going to be like a whole, different set of problems. But
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like, I don't know if it's better to have them a little bit spread out, so like you go through it with one and then you're more prepared for the second one, or you just have them like mine that are 15 months apart. They're going through the same shit
Uh-huh.
at about the same time.
Yeah.
And now I just having to like just wing it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just see how it goes.
yeah, but I mean, like yours are, like you've said many times, like how different both of them are.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of a weird thing that I'm kind of like, I still haven't really gotten to see yet because like I haven't, gotten much of the much of the personality from Theo just because he's not like really like talking
Right.
or anything
Mhm.
yet. But like, I know that's coming, so it's like that'll be interesting to see like the differences between the two, like
Yeah.
when that comes. But
So yeah, when you're ready to have kids, just we'll
Yeah, yeah.
we'll prepare you for that.
yeah, I mean, there's
No.
really no. We've
There's
talked
no-
about it
yeah,
before.
there's
There's
no
no preparing,
preparing.
man. It's just like, like I didn't never even change a diaper until my kid was born.
Yeah.
Well,
like yeah.
Yeah, like I've never changed a diaper. I've never like I have very little experience with like little kids. Like I had coached a couple like jujitsu classes and stuff like that where kids are
Uh-huh.
like 10, 12, like, and I've kind of like seen what that's sort of like. But like before kids, I had very, very little experience with kids. And it's like you said, what did you say earlier? It was like I don't have the patience for kids. That's like I feel like I don't have patience for other people's kids.
Yeah.
Like I've got
That's very
patience for
fair.
mine.
Yeah.
because they're mine, and like okay,
Kind of have to.
I kind of have to.
Uh-huh.
But like other people's kids, I feel like I don't have a whole lot of patience for. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
Please to your followers, I think I'm going to be an okay dad. I was just joking. I will take care of my kid.
Yeah.
I always joke with my buddy David. I'm the godfather of his child.
Okay.
And when he asked me, I was like, cool, I'm moving to Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this responsibility, but like, you don't really have responsibility.
He's
Like,
a
hey, just don't die.
godfather, Yeah, the Godfather thing's always kind of like because we just got my one son baptized, and you're
Uh-huh.
like, my brother's the Godfather, and it's like, yeah, you got that label, and it's like, what does it really mean? Because it's like, okay, if, we die.
Yeah, yeah.
There's probably a couple other people it's going to go to before my brother.
Yeah,
it'll be our
exactly.
Parents or
Yeah,
like other
yeah.
things like that. So it's like a lot of people have to pass away before you're like
Yeah.
in charge.
Yeah, you just got the title, that's all. That's how I
It's just
feel.
a kind of a formality, I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's a cool thing to have. Like, it's a cool thing to say you're a godfather of somebody's, but like, it's also like, doesn't really. It's just a kind of a title,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, have you had any other hell gigs recently?
No, that one was definitely the most recent. I'm open to more because they pay, like I said, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I was telling him before, like, I got into a car accident a few months back, took off on me, didn't have gap insurance. I got a little money from it, but not a lot. And then, like, that was my source of income, like, up there, besides comedy, of course, but comedy don't really make money.
Right.
Like, unless it was all hell gigs.
So was the accident in Chicago?
Is in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came back for a weekend and then stayed because
Yeah. I was wondering. I was going to ask you why you moved back.
yeah, no, there's plenty. But Shit, I just got so distracted on what we were even talking about. Hell gigs.
Your
came
car
back.
accident.
Car accident. That hell gig really came in handy because now I just bought, the first time in my life, I have a beater, and I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy. Not a car payment. Not everything works. Don't care. It's old enough to where the seatbelt thing doesn't go off.
Hey,
Kind of nice.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, no one's annoyed when you get in my car.
Right.
Yeah, at least until I'm like, hey, put that on.
Yeah.
I have bad luck.
Yeah. I'm not a bad driver. I just have bad luck.
Dude, I've been in several, and I can say, like, probably like 6.
Really?
Never my fault. And I'm not, my lawyer's not here. I'm serious. It is never my fault. It just happens. And it's like, it's always dumb shit too. It's just like that one, this guy just ran a red light, got out, or like smoked me. We pulled over. He like, it was on Chippewa and Jameson.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, by Ted Drew's.
Yeah.
So it comes around. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like looking to his buddy. They start speaking Spanish. And I'm like, hey, like, we're going to have to call the cops. Get this going. Forgot English, I guess. And then
No hablas inglés.
yeah. And then
No sé.
I could tell that they were about to dip. Like, it was just very obvious. They were like looking kind of nervous. Probably drunk. That's probably what happened. It was like 11 at night.
Mm.
And I just went and took pictures of their plates because it was coming. And then right away he was like, bathroom, and then just drove off. Like, all right, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, thanks. But it's all right. It's all part of the grind story, dude. When something bad happens when you're a comedian, it's just a grind story. That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Or else you're gonna crumble because it's really, really shitty.
Otherwise, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I can't laugh about it, I'm just gonna cry.
Yeah.
Or turn it into a bit.
Yeah. I mean, everything's pretty much a bit nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, especially like I said, the hell gig is. I mean, I literally told a little girl I was going to feed her dog chocolate. There's something there. And it's funny because I know a child probably doesn't understand that.
Right.
But for me, it's just like,
Satisfying.
That's a win.
yeah.
Well, it made me laugh.
She's gonna grow up and she's like learn about dogs dying from chocolate. And she goes, "Oh my god, that comedian!
That guy really hated me."
Yeah, my dog ate my dog ate so much chocolate one time. We were like, oh, she's fucking done. You know, like, but I think she was fine. She had like 2 like king size crunch bars. I think my mom had like, I was probably in like 3rd or 4th grade. And I think my brother was going on the bus, and like, she was like, it was it got him like a Christmas or something. It was like, they were going to give the bus driver a candy bar or whatever. And and somehow the dog jumped up on the counter, reached up on the counter and got it and crushed 2 of them.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh man, we're fucked, you know, like, and it's fine. So I was like, oh, this chocolate thing's bullshit.
Yeah. So there's like no problem at all.
No.
Apparently grapes is a thing too.
Yeah.
Dogs can't eat grapes.
Yeah. There's
like a handful of things like that. There's like grapes. I heard onions, or am I thinking something else?
I don't know. I know that there's like certain types of trees down in Florida, almost like a palm tree, that if the dog gets in and eats the fruit, it'll kill him. My parents had them in their yards and they had to remove them because of their dogs.
Poinsettias are another one.
Yeah.
Those like it was like red like leafed flowers that you see at like Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, apparently those are poisonous for dogs if they eat the leaves.
Huh.
I was told. I don't really know if that's true. I'll have to chat GPT that. But
Well, yeah, we don't even know if chocolate's true anymore.
yeah, I don't
Right.
know. Yeah.
You know what
I've
I
never
mean?
heard of a dog dying from chocolate. So,
Yeah,
what
so I think it's just a fucking urban legend.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, dude. Yeah, I feel like it was just a lie, so like we wouldn't do it. Like I remember,
feed the dogs chocolate, just because now they're gonna smear it all over the carpet when kids. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, now if you give that dog chocolate, it's gonna die. So I think it was just our way, like parents scaring us. Like, what were some of the other shit that parents would say to us?
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I have a specific one. Like, if you have sugar before you go to sleep, you're gonna have nightmares.
Oh,
And it was
no.
like, oh no, you fucking liar!
Liar.
Just let me drink my soda.
Dude, I haven't had a nightmare in forever, but I had one the other night, and I don't even know what. I can't even remember the dream because I never dream. I can never rember my dreams. I don't think. I don't know why. I think it's just because I usually smoke weed at night.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, that's probably it. But I was like one of the ones where you're like falling and you like jolt, and like I was like fucking heart's racing when you wake up. It's like, fuck, it hasn't happened in a while. It's been years since I've had a nightmare. And like, whew.
You guys ever take melatonin and fall asleep?
I did a long time ago.
I haven't had this experience, but I've talked to other people that have taken it. Apparently, you get pretty fucking crazy dreams when you take melatonin.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never taken it. I've never needed to. Dude.
I haven't
Lucky.
Falling asleep has never been a problem for me.
falling asleep. I mean, so what I found out about this Whoop here is
Yeah,
that
let's hear.
I don't get a lot of sleep, but the sleep that I do get, I'm really fucking efficient at it.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it'll give you your sleep efficiency.
yeah. So like I've been at it like consistently like 95%. So like I may only get 5 hours of sleep, but of those 5 hours, 3.5 are like deep sleep or REM sleep.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
so
I've
like
been,
You
no,
pulled
that's pretty good.
I have one of these.
Oh,
yeah.
Aura?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
Um,
my wife's got an Aura, and then I gave her my old Whoop, so she's been doubling up. But she's
Yeah.
like been comparing the stats, and it's like I don't know. Her Aura is like not counting her steps. It'll be like
yeah.
which is like weird because it'll like this will say like we'll go on like a few mile walk at night, and they say every mile should be about 2,000 steps.
Mhm.
And we'll get done with it, and her her Whoop will say it's 4,000 steps. You guys want on a 2 mile walk, and then the Aura will say like 600, and we're like, oh, what the fuck, So she's like, but her Aura is kind of like loose on her because she's lost a bunch of weight.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, I don't know if it's just like not reading because I've lost a bunch of weight. But the shitty part about the Aura that's kind of annoying is like her ring doesn't really fit her anymore. So like
Yeah.
there's like no adjusting it. You got to buy a whole new $400 ring, which is like
Mhm.
annoying.
Yeah, my old boss he got the new one, so he
Mhm.
gave me this one just to try it out.
Yeah.
And I just haven't given it back yet. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I was trying to figure out how to
I just
find.
didn't want to wear another.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not a-
When I showed up with this, like the first open mic I went to, it's just like, oh, that's a cry for help. He's wearing rings now. Like, what the hell? He's not married. But no, it's like, no, I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. Like, leave me alone. But this thing, it does. I broke my Apple Watch, and then my boss gave me this, and the sleep thing was really eye opening because I thought, like, I know when I sleep, but like, this thing will be like, yeah, you scored like a 55. And then I look and it's like, oh, I only slept for 4 hours last night.
Right.
That was it. Yeah.
What?
I do that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to bed at 11. I'm waking up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Oh, I'm going to get,
7.5?
7.5, 8 hours of sleep. No, you got 5 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, dude. Not cool.
Dude, it's crazy because like these will I think that does it too. It'll tell you. I think they call it the readiness. On ours, it's like the recovery.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it'll give you a score. So it's like on how like recovered you are or whatever. And it's like the other night I had like I think I got like a solid 8 hours. So like I went to bed early and then and I think I woke up with like a 70% or 65% recovery. And then like last night I went to bed. I had like 5 hours of sleep and I still had 65% recovery. So I'm like.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm
It's all about the
doing.
deep sleep and REM sleep. That's,
Yeah.
because they say the deep sleep is your physical recovery, REM sleep is your mental recovery.
Mm.
And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm getting 3.5, 3 to 3.5 hours out of the 5 that I'm sleeping into deep sleep or REM sleep. So it's why I guess I'm able to get little sleep, but still be pretty, high on the recovery side of things.
That's good.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think eating before bed, I think is one thing that I've definitely seen that like kind of fucks with me a little bit because I'm like really bad about like eating shit and then like going fucking right to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And,
love how it tells you you're stressed too while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm at 0. Like I'm like, wow. I
It
guess
depends.
that's good. Unless I have a drink.
Dude, yeah,
I
it's
know
crazy.
I know when I've had a drink because I'll look at the stress score and it's a little bit higher.
Yeah. Oh, dude, even like 1 or 2 drinks,
Yeah.
like totally like just destroys your recovery the next day. That's like even like the other night, like I think I had 3 or 4 drinks and woke up with like a 20% recovery. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
wow.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Like I went to bed at like a decent hour, woke up at a decent hour. It was like I got like a good 7 hours, but I still woke up with like 25% recovery or something like that, which is crazy. Only I definitely was not drunk.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's like crazy.
That's crazy to think about because of how much like it's such like a social norm
Mm-hmm.
at a younger age to like just get fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Between
sure.
like for me it was like 16 to like
Yeah.
25. It was just
Yep.
like this is my mission.
Me too.
I
My
am-
mission.
I'm going to work, so now I have money to go do this.
Yeah.
100%. Me too.
And then like I was working out a little bit then, and it's just like why I'm just wasting everything because I'm just getting fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't realize that like that affected recovery so much.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everything too. It's like, when you're drunk, you're going to eat shittier food and
Oh, yeah.
like all these things, and then you're just throwing down, you drink 10 beers. That's more than 1,000 calories right there. That are
Yeah,
like that
you
you're
grew
not.
up in Oakville, fucking Jack in the Box. After
Oh
a night of
yeah,
drinking.
baby, yeah.
2 tacos for 99 cents.
Mhm.
2.
Well, I mean, yeah, but more like 10, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, what was my go-to? It was always like 2 jumbo jacks and 4 tacos. I think that was like my typical like drunk order. It was like $5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get like I'd either do 10 tacos or I do like 6 tacos and a chicken sandwich.
Dude, my order is so gross.
Let's hear
It's
it.
so gross, dude. Meat Lover's breakfast burrito, 4 tacos, jalapeno poppers, large Dr. Pepper every time.
Nice.
Yeah, my body is like, yo, what the fuck is happening? But it's just all my favorite things from there.
Yeah.
Definitely
And the curly
started,
fries.
that was a stoned meal for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But even now, like I had it the other night. When I don't sleep well, this is awful. I should take melatonin. But if I can't sleep, like the other night I went to bed at like 5. Just no reason. And I haven't done that in a while. But like I will just, it's like, all right, if I eat breakfast food, I'll pass out. So I'll just go get breakfast from somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And it
Go home
works.
and sleep.
Just push you right to sleep.
Yeah, but that's also why all that water got out of that dunk tank when I kept falling. Because now I'm huge. It's just like, what were you thinking? Why are you doing that? I'm thinking about starting the 75 hard again because I've done it before and it works, and it makes me so mad that it works because like I don't want to do it.
Oh yeah, every single day it sucks.
But
eventually you get on like a fucking like momentum with it. Or at least I did. Where you're like kind of like start to enjoy it a little bit. Like, oh, it's raining outside. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go do my fucking walk outside now.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make this harder on me.
I ran in the heat advisory the other day.
Oh man.
Long sleeve and a hoodie. I was like, you need to shed some weight. You need to like. I'm big on like okay, you need to punish yourself. You like drank a bunch of soda yesterday, which that's what I'm struggling. Like I've quit alcohol, cigarettes, everything. I cannot quit soda, or I can, I guess, but it's like it's
That's the
definitely the
hard one.
hardest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like punish yourself. Go for a run. I ran a mile. It was like a 10:30 pace, which is like not. It's not awful for my size, but it's not great either. It's definitely eye opening.
No, it's
And then it was also like, you're gonna die. Why are you doing this? This is stupid.
yeah,
You
put the
just need to
hoodie
go
on.
on a
It's hot
normal
enough.
workout.
You're gonna
Yeah.
sweat enough.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about doing that again. I'm gonna be out of town, but when I come back, like after the 4th of July, I'm thinking about doing it because it does work. I do need to figure out how to schedule better
Yeah.
because I don't remember if we talked about this the last time I was on, but I've done it twice now. The first time was like perfect, like lost weight, made it to day 75. The second time, my scheduling was like awful, and I'm very stubborn. So I was still like, no, I'm gonna make this work. And there's like some days just because of like shows and podcasts and like work where like I'd start my first workout like in between like work and shows, which I guess that's technically failing. It'd be like 3 p.m. And then wouldn't be able to start my second one till like midnight. And then I got in this bad cycle of that. And it was around like day 40 where I remember I had a show in Robinson, Illinois. So kind of far away.
Yeah.
Went to work, did the show, got home around like, I don't know, 1:30. Started my first workout. And it was like, okay, well, you're just going to have to do an hour and a half straight. So then my second workout, whatever.
Let's go outside.
Yeah. Walking at like 5 a.m, go to sleep for a few hours, wake up, go to work. And then like, I'm definitely not waking up to walk before work now.
Yeah.
Then go to work, another show. Did The Best, Eric's podcast. Shout out Eric.
Mhm.
Came home, walked. And then I was like, you know what? You need to catch up on sleep. Do yoga or something for 45 minutes in the living room. And then like have a fresh start. And then I fell asleep on my living room floor doing yoga. And I was like, you know what? I failed. Fuck it. I'm out. I don't care.
Yeah, dude, it's tough, but I think it's great. I think that's one thing it's always done for me is it like makes me have to schedule shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like really have to be really diligent with my schedule because there's like an extra 2 workouts you got to fucking fit in every day. You got to figure out how to piece this in. So I would always I got pretty meticulous about like my day, like scheduling my whole day even more than I do now.
Yeah.
Or well, I would say kind of like I do now, but I think that habit came from 75 hard,
Mhm.
which was good.
It definitely creates good habits. It's just, for me, it was hard to stick. Like, I can't, I'm not going to be one of those people who can, like when I'm done, like, okay, I'm going to go eat like pancakes and like drink soda and then like have a night like that. Just eat awful.
Yeah.
Because like, that's like my vice. Like, that's what I want. And then it's easy for me to go on
Just
like a food
fucking-
vendor.
yeah,
You know
just
what I
fucking
mean? It's
go
just like, fuck.
downhill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just just snowballs into fucking 75 days out of control.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, why did I
75
just put myself through that?
75 soft.
Yeah. I need to figure something out because I gain and lose weight like crazy. Like it's very annoying. Like 3 years ago, I was running like 5 miles like every other day. My mile time was at like 6:30.
Damn.
Really good. I was like walking around at like 175, which is where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Now I'm like 215. And in between then I've gone from like 175 to like 230 to back to like 180 to like back to 215. And it's like
fucking yo-yoing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but at least the highs are not getting as high as they were.
Yeah.
230 to 170 to
Thanks, dude. I need to hear that.
Yeah. So now you're gonna come back to 180, and then it may go back up to 200. And then,
Yeah.
Then
just
boom,
keep,
there you are.
that gap smaller.
You're just
there we go.
Continuing to meet in the middle until you hit that healthy spot right there.
Yeah.
I wish I was good in moderation. That's all it takes.
Dude, for real. That's the hard part is like just moderation for literally everything. I mean, anything you can kind of overdo. No matter what it is, you can overwork out. You know.
Yeah.
Overtrain.
Yeah, overtrain for sure. You can get hurt and injured and get rhabdo and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
You know? So
I just need to be better about saying no. My roommate, he's also fat, and he like, oh man, the other day he came home with like those like twisty Kool-Aid. You remember the Kool-Aid? What are those called? They're from like our childhood.
But
Like where you twist the top.
Twist the top.
Yeah.
And you just
I was just housing Kool-Aid. He brought home a box of Twinkies. I didn't even know they still existed.
Yeah.
I had like 3. I was like, this is so good and fake.
So spongy.
Also, should probably not do the.
Yeah. I'm always doing
dick stuff.
Dick stuff. You know?
What was that? Tenecti?
Ricky Stenicki, air dicking.
Back to
air dick all the time.
Back to the air dicking.
I'm back to the air dicking.
That's fun.
Let's play some Kiss or Diss.
Okay, yeah. So, just to explain it, I wish Jim was here because he explains it way better than I do. But he's the one who made the game. He's the co-host of my show, Common Courtesy. Very funny guy. Kiss or Diss. Sometimes a friend, maybe even a stranger, family member, will do something for you, and it's really nice. You're like, oh, thanks, dude. And give him a little kiss. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he does something for you, and it's way too much. You're like, whoa, that's weird. I'm not comfortable that you just did that. So you got to give him a diss. So an example, I wrote down a couple. Here's one for you. You had a bad day, and your friend brings you your favorite ice cream. Kiss or diss?
Is it like unprovoked, or did I tell him I had a bad day?
Well, he has to know. So let's say you.
So he knows I had a bad day, and he brings me ice cream.
So you're like, fuck, dude. I just stepped on my kid's fucking Legos.
Yeah.
Pat, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
And Pat brought me some ice cream. I'd be like,
your favorite ice cream.
My favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Yeah,
I have to tell him.
Well, I'd almost think that's like, I mean, it's a nice gesture, but at the same time, kind of like that's like just kind of like sucks to suck, buddy. Here you go. Like,
yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if that would be that one. Like, I don't know. That could go either way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go with like, I feel like it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's
definitely like, I'll give that one a diss. I think I'm like, I mean, I appreciate it, but that's weird.
Yeah.
It is a little weird, isn't it?
Well, right. Now, if it was Gina, that would be
it'd be one thing if
different.
it was my wife.
But
yeah.
But if Pat did it, I think it'd be a little weird.
Yeah, like, whoa, man.
You're like, what the fuck, bud?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Yeah.
How'd you know that was my favorite?
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever talked about that on the podcast.
I totally didn't just do that for my roommate yesterday, for sure. No, it is though. It sucks. It is a diss. I still did that though because he did have an awful day, and I did just remember randomly that he was talking about that new flavor of Dairy Queen, the new Superman one.
Okay.
And I wanted to try it, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll get him one."
Too.
Yeah, I guess I need a little bit more. Like,
it'd be one thing
that,
if I was getting it, if I was already going to get it, like,
Yeah.
hey man, I'm going to get ice cream. You want one?
Yeah.
Kind of thing like that. That's not as weird. But if you just like showed up and he didn't have one for himself, he just said,
yeah.
I don't think it's weird for
Fucking
you
weirdo.
because you're roommates and you live together.
Yeah.
But like, we don't live together, so like for me to go, really
Yeah, there
going
you
out of the
go.
way, like, yeah,
I got a present for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Here's one. I didn't write this one down, but we did this the other day, and this is one I've never done, and I was only thinking about it because I had dishes in my sink. But kiss or diss, you go to your friend's house, you're about to go out, you're gonna go watch the fights, go to a bar or something like that. He's in the shower getting ready. You notice that he has a bunch of dishes in the sink. You do him. Kiss or diss.
Man, That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You want my opinion first?
yeah.
Go
Don't
for
you dare do my fucking dishes. Don't you dare insult me like that.
Yeah.
I know I need to get my shit together, but no, fuck you, dude. That's a diss.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, that's what's funny about this game. That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very nice.
Right.
to do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know it was a nice gesture. Like I'm gonna thank you, but that's weird.
You mean nothing but well, but
Yeah.
fuck you.
I'm not that gross.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't that bad. There was three plates in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think a guy doing it for another guy would be weird, but
Yeah.
a guy doing it, like, say you're going to your girlfriend's house or going
Uh-huh.
to something, like, and you see dishes. Oh, I think that might be a little bit different. I think they
Yeah,
would probably
definitely.
appreciate. I think
Yeah.
a woman would appreciate that more than a guy would
Yeah.
of another guy doing it. Or like if I was dating somebody and they came over and did my dishes, like put my dishes in the dishwasher, like while I was getting ready, like, oh yeah, thank you, very
Mhm.
nice. I just think it's the whole guy for guy thing.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's different when it's like two guys.
For sure.
For sure. Definitely
right.
different.
And
Uh-huh.
unless, like I said, unless you're like roommates, that's
Mhm.
one thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think
there's-
that's a little, because I used to do I did my roommates' dishes in college all the time because otherwise they'd sit there for
Yeah,
a week,
yep,
Yeah.
same.
you know, and then like, dude, shit's stinking.
It
Like,
got to
I
the-
walk in the kitchen, it fucking smells like ass in here. Like, I'm gonna do these because I can't stand it.
It got to the point with the one roommate we have, me and the other roommate were like, dude, we each get one plate, one bowl, one fork, one knife, one spoon, and one cup. Now he has to do his dishes
Yeah.
Every time.
every time if he wants to do it.
That's a good move.
Yeah, that's smart.
Actually, while we're on the subject, that was my nickname in college was Mama.
Because
I was the only, I lived in this house and like I was the only one who ever like cooked in the kitchen, and I was the only one who ever like fucking cleaned anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they just like started calling me Mom, and it fucking stuck. And like even one of my buddies, like I still see him today. They'd always say it off like the what's that the Queen song, Mama.
Mhm.
Ooh, don't mean to make. No,
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more, then we got to get out of here.
Okay.
If you got one.
I have plenty. Okay. You're out to dinner with your buddy, and this is all dessert heavy because
Okay.
I've been big backing. But you're out to dinner. You're out to dinner with your buddy, and he asks if you want dessert. You're like, yeah, sure. So he orders dessert for you. They bring you the plate, piece of cake, whatever it is, 2 spoons. And he doesn't ask for another plate. So you share the plate with the 2 spoons. Kiss or diss.
I mean, I can't because I've done that.
Yeah,
I've
see?
done that. Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll give that a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for sure.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because I mean, there's been times where I'm like, oh no, I don't want anything, but they order it. And I'm like, damn, that looks fucking good.
All right, give me a bite.
Can I have a bite? And I'll just take a bite or two,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And then, or vice versa, where I'll order something for dessert, and the person I'm with is like, eh. And then they see it, and they're like, can I get a bite? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, grab a bite.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think that's fine.
Say so too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys one more that's not
Okay.
food related.
Cool.
I don't want everyone to think that this is all we do. We just argue about getting each other food. You're having a sneeze fit, and your friend says "bless you" every single time. Kiss or diss.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like
Too much.
Yeah,
Give you 3, and that's about it.
I'm 2, and then if you do it again, I literally say "shut up."
Yeah.
yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
Give him a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him a couple, and then you're like, all
Like,
right,
damn, dude, what the fuck?
yeah. But then I think like, should I just wait? So I have a buddy who I work with, who sneezes in 3s
Okay. So
every
no,
single time. So I know, like,
wait to the 3rd. Yeah.
and then say it. But then I don't know. Now I know too much
Now
about
you know
this
too
guy.
much about this guy. You know, he
Yeah.
sneezes in 3s.
I think 2, and then if they keep going, because this is what I've done. I'm like, are you good, dude? Like
Yeah.
you all right over there?
Yeah. Did you just snort pepper? What's happening?
Yeah.
here?
Why are you doing that? Stop it.
Or the whole going back to like the things that we were told that might not be true. Like, damn, dude, you keep sneezing, you're gonna have an orgasm real quick. You know?
Yeah. All right. Is that true?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That is definitely something I was told. Obviously not by my parents.
Right.
I would hope not, but
Right.
something that like
That was always like a thing in like I think it was like middle school or high school that I heard that. Like, yeah, you sneeze 9 times in a row, you're gonna have an orgasm.
Yeah, it's just
that's
like Marilyn
definitely a wives'
Manson,
tale.
like taking out his ribs.
So
Is that true?
No way.
Uh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's been proven false.
yeah.
on
We
the
need to
Marilyn
fact check these
Man-
things.
Yeah, well, we'll
Leave a
You start doing
comment.
it,
Let
yeah,
us know if
let
you
us
know for sure.
For sure.
Or drop a comment and let us some other crazy BS that your
Yeah.
parents or friends told you that was probably not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the game.
That's the
Pretty
game.
a lot of
fun.
fun.
Usually sparks a lot of conversations. Pretty good time. Common Courtesy 314 on Instagram. We kept it old school AIM style with the 314.
I
Thought it was
like
kind
it.
of fun.
I like it.
Also on Spotify. Apple Pods is giving me trouble. I have to figure this out. But Spotify,
We can help with that.
YouTube, follow us on Instagram. And then can I plug a show real quick?
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When does this come out?
This will be a week from Friday.
Okay. July 11th, I will be at the Focal Point Theater with my buddy Jim, my co-host, Jim Stout. It is his return to comedy. He's agreed to do a show with me. He hasn't done it in probably a year or so. Very excited. It's going to be, you go to the Yeoman Coffee Shop, don't you?
Yeah.
It's for the bros. That's what I call them. They do a big show like this. It's in Maplewood. It's like a smaller theater. It's like 100-seater or whatever. Usually sells out. Very fun show. It's very fun for me because it's normally like a suit and tie event, and I'm a fat slob, and I love to make fun of people who are better than me. So if you guys want to come out, July 11th, Focal Point Theater. Tickets will be on sale. It'll be on my Instagram. There's a bunch of funny comedians on there, but most importantly, it's Jim's comeback show, his like return to stand-up. So if you guys want to come on out. It'll be a great time.
Hell yeah. We'll
That's
be
awesome.
there. Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Chris, for coming
Yeah.
on. Definitely check out his podcast. Thank you to everybody at home for listening to the show. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That would help us out a ton. Click that like button as well. Comment what you thought below. We will see you next time.